G'day, I thought I'd let you in on what's been happening around the place, which hasn't been a lot, but a couple of things. I just came out, it's Sunday morning, I came out to the garage. I'm full of flu, but I wanted to get something done this weekend. So a little while ago, well, over 12 months ago now, Hughesy put up a tribute to Pat from Pat Slots. And one of the shots that he captured was the tractor and the windmill in his front paddock. So I'll just show you that. So there you go, there you can see the tractor and the windmill. And good friend of ours, Digga Dave, he printed off some windmills for us all to put on our tracks in honour of Pat. So this morning I came out, painted the windmill, which I'd already built. And I took a green and yellow striped, it's not a John Deere tractor, it's from Europe somewhere, I don't know exactly where it's from or the model, but it looked like a John Deere tractor, and I kept it that way for a while because that's Pat's favourite brand of tractor or machinery. But after seeing the shot of the old tractor and the windmill in his front paddock that Hughesy posted, I really wanted to transform that tractor into that scene. So that's what I've done. So I'll take you over to the track and I'll show you exactly how it looks. There you have it. The lighting's not the best, but I'll just come in and I'll show you what I've done. I painted a base coat of a very pale sort of blue. It's a bit darker than the actual tractor, but then I went over it with a bit of rust and yeah, dirtied it up, made it look very close to the tractor that's in the front paddock at Pat's. And of course there's the windmill as well, and there's Pat sitting on a tyre watching the racing. Well, I've got an hour or so to myself. Thought I'd come out and sort of try and complete this a bit more. The edge there on the side of the track I'm not happy with, so I'm going to disguise that with some bushes. I'll put some bushes around the edges, and I'll even throw down some long grass if I can find it. I've got it packed away somewhere. So what I'll be using is Woodland Scenics bushes, dark green. There's Scenic glue, some Forest Blend bushes, and I've got both of those two. A bit hard to tell, but you can see the slight difference in colour. That's all I've got on hand. So I'll throw those down and see how it comes up. So I've got some mouldings that I've kept. It was a good move, Dick, to cable tie them together. You don't normally think of that sort of stuff, but there you go. I've got some different types of mouldings. I've got some square, round. I've got some trim left over from when I did the kitchen. There's some smaller round piece there. So what I'm going to do is grab one of them, probably this one, and I'm going to make some fence posts for the area around here, just to tie in, give it a bit of a rural look, and complete Pat's little corner there. So before I do any more bush work, I'll cut some fence posts and I'll get them installed, and I'll do a bit more scenery there. Alright, so I've chosen this piece and it's been painted before, so I'll give it a quick sand, because I want to probably put a stain over the bare timber. The reason I chose this one is it's already been cut up, so if I need one of the longer pieces for something else, then I can. All right, old hand sander. Okay, well, that doesn't look too bad. That's good enough for the job. So I'll mark these fence posts out, and I'll cut them with a tenon saw by hand, and then we can start staining. Okay, so I've marked out 50mm increments. That should be plenty. Give me about a metre, 1.2 metre scale. And there's a dozen of those, so I'll just get cutting those out with the tenon saw now. So I haven't got this vise secured to the bench, as you can tell. It's just a temporary setup for this because it's only lightweight work. I've got to give a shout out to Johnny V at Das Slide Car Box. He cut me some flat bar, and basically I can just use some double-sided tape, put whatever grit I want on these. So I've got a fairly rough, that's about a 400, and that's what I'm using to get the posts a nice finish. You can't really see that. I can just do this. You can see that. And it comes up pretty good. Okay, so the posts have been stained, and I gave them a bit of a dry brush as well. So I'll let them dry off a little bit more, but they've come up all right, I suppose. See that? Yeah, I don't mind that. That looks pretty good. Looks like a fence post to me. All right, I'll let them dry off a little bit. I'll go over to the track and we'll find out where we're going to put these posts, how far apart, and start drilling some holes for our post holders. Okay, so there's the progress on Pat's Corner. While I was looking for something else, I found a couple of different shades of clump foliage, I think that is, woodland scenics. And I'll use that along this front edge because I tried to glue some of the smaller stuff on before and it didn't take too well. So I might glue it to the actual track surface in front of it and see how that works. Still not sure what I'm going to do along this section here, but I'll work something out. But for the moment, I'm pretty happy with how it's come up. I'm really happy with the way the tractor's turned out. If I can get you in there a little bit closer, I'll show you. So really happy with that. And of course, Digga Dave's windmill. It's just an absolute ripper. So there you have it. That's what we got so far. I might just get some glue out, have a crack with these two, and see what we can come up with. if I'm a fan of that Woodland scenic glue. It's not very high tack. It's but these pieces have been in these little containers for a long time, and they've formed their own shape. So I think they're trying to spring back to what they were. But that doesn't look too bad. It's not bad. Yeah, not bad. I can live with that. That's okay. So I've got to find some black cotton or some very fine wire, and I'll run some wire through these fence posts. You know what? I think I've got some animals. Just let me go and have a look. I have to. Look at this. Now I'm pretty sure that Pat never had cows. Or horses for that matter. I don't even know where I got these from. Look at that. Tell you what I'll do. I'll make it more Australian. Well, I mean, we've got cows and horses here, but how about some roos? Maybe in there eating some of the grass. Just like that. That's better. I'd forgotten I had these. I honestly forgot that I'd had them. There you go. I'll chuck some kangaroos on there and make it a bit more Aussie. I've got one more. Jeez, I tell you what, it's a real mob now. So, there we go. Patting the roos. Okay, so I've used AI to create the sign, and of course there's a three-legged chicken, and that's just set in a typical Aussie bush setting, and that I was really happy with that sign. I glued it to some foil, put it through a toothpaste squeezer, thanks to Husey for putting me onto that, and that created the corrugated look. So I'm basically calling it here. Pat's corner's done, I reckon. So you can see the back of the sign. You can see the corrugations in the foil. I think I triple folded the foil because it was very thin. made up the posts out of the same timber I used on the fence posts. Added a few trees, and basically I think that's going to do for now. I've got to move on to other stuff. The rocks in the background, you can see some are painted, some aren't. I need to move on with all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to call it here. Pat's paddock is done.